Sometimes, rather than fighting your obsession, you should consume it. Have you ever been obsessed with a fruit? I have, for weeks now. But I do have an excuse because Qamar Al Din really is the goodest, specialist little apricot to ever apricot. I mean, you had people like Ibn Battuta writing about it. And if you've never seen nor tasted this magical fruit leather that can also turn into a beverage, you might be severely confused right now. So I will backtrack a little bit, but before we get into the story, let me just address my horrible pronunciation. I know that some people call it Amar Al Din and some people call it Qamar Al Din. I also realize that that pertains to the dialect of Arabic that you speak, which depends on where you're from. I am learning Arabic, but I'm also a horrible student, so please bear with me. So, to the apricot. Basically, the contemporary Qamar Al Din is a fruit leather made from apricots, sugar, and olive oil that are combined and dried until you get this sticky consistency. The name literally translates to moon of the religion, and the drink in particular is often consumed during Ramadan. But once upon a time, Qamar Al Din may have referred to the fruit itself. In Kitab al-Tabkh by Ibn Sayyar al-Warraq, Qamar Al Din is called an excellent variety of apricots mentioned in medieval sources. According to Ibn Battuta, Qamar Al Din, which was grown in the Levant and Byzantium, was dried and exported to Egypt. So if you're keeping up, the Levant means all the way from Palestine to Byzantium, which is where modern day Istanbul is, and they were exporting it to Egypt. So this little apricot was going places and everyone was obsessed. This variety might also be the reason for the fruit leather getting its name. But I will just mention this is one of the many origin stories that exist, and I'm curious if you've heard a different one. By the 16th century, a recipe that very closely resembles the modern day Qamar Al Din showed up in a medical book of all places. In his version, the legendary physician Daud al-Antaki used sesame oil instead of olive oil. He also didn't use sugar, but then again, he was a doctor. In fact, despite the addition of sugar, even the versions that are sold in stores today are not too sweet. The use of actual fruit also makes it surprisingly nourishing. As an experiment after the first iftar, I made the beverage version, and the recipe I was following also included orange blossom water, which really should be added into everything. And it was refreshing but also relaxing. I suddenly felt loved and sleepy, even in the midst of a bitter Canadian winter storm. Could it be better suited for a hotter climate? Maybe. I do not care. This apricot is my whole personality now. I am the apricot and the apricot is me. I could literally talk about it for days, but I'll just end with 2 suggestions. First, try Qamar Al Din. It's lovely. And also, if you can't stop thinking about something, maybe don't stop thinking about it. Maybe start reading books about it. Maybe turn it into a drink. Steep in it. Because maybe your obsession is a gateway to your new self.